Welcome back. You are now looking at the outside of our WordPress site, and you'll notice that the site has a particular look. And you may be wondering, how can I change the appearance of the site? How can I change either the header or maybe even the footer, or how can I change the overall look of the site? And in order to do that, you'll need to go inside of your dashboard. And probably the easiest way for you to make changes to the look of your site in the fastest way possible is to go and change the actual theme. And if you hover over the appearance menu, you'll be able to go to the themes area. And you'll notice something. You'll notice that WordPress will give you installed themes. It'll show you the themes that are already installed. But now, what if you want to find another theme that's entirely new that will give your site a different look? Well, in order to do that, you'd go and click the Add New button. And WordPress will bring you to a menu of free themes that you can actually use in order to change the look and the appearance of your site. You want to scroll through some of these themes. They will appear there. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is that there's a menu across the top, and it says that you can actually do this by featured theme. You can also do it by the most popular themes. You can actually sort by the latest themes that are available to you on your WordPress site. You can sort by the number of favorite sites. And typically you can find these on wordpress.org. Or you can actually look for a site based on certain filters. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. And in this particular case, if you're looking for a site with a particular color, you can actually say that when you're actually filtering. And then once you've actually filtered, you can actually then do the search. And in order to do that, all we need to do is click Apply Filter. And then we'll find a theme that has the color blue in it. We can pick one. And in order to preview the theme, in order to see how it might look on our site, we can actually click the Preview button. And we'll get some idea of how the theme will actually look once we install it. Now, in order to X out of this and go back to the theme area, what we're going to do is we're just going to click the X there, and that's going to take us back to our grouping of themes. And so what you'll want to do is to find a theme that you think really does fit what your site is going to be about, and then you can click Install. Now, once you've clicked Install, what you can do is you can actually do a preview of that installation from the live preview link. And we're actually looking at it as it's going to appear on our site and when we start to make customizations. Now, if we like the look and we want to start customizing from that point, we can actually click Save and Activate. And you'll notice now that this is the outside of our WordPress site. So in order to go back to the inside, what we'll do is to go to the dashboard area. And we'll need to go back to the appearance area and go to themes. And you'll notice our theme is right there and it's active. The one that we were using before is not active. In order to make customizations to that theme, all we need to do is click the Customize button. And what you'll see there is you'll see a customizing menu come up where we can change the site identity, the colors, the header, and anything that we want to do in order to customize the site. Now, in order to go back, we just X out of there. And we are now back in the themes area. And so changing the look of your site is that simple. It's finding a theme that's appropriate. It has the look and feel that you want. And once you do that, then you can start customizing. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, while themes change the look of our site, in order to change what our site does or to change the functionality, we need to use what WordPress calls plugins. And if you go to the left-hand side menu and you go to the plugins area and click the link, it will take you to all of the plugins that are already installed. And one of the things that you'll notice is something that was discussed at the very beginning of the course, and it is the Akismet plugin. And you'll notice that the Akismet plugin, what it does is it blocks spam. So one of the things that your WordPress site does is it blocks spam. If you want your WordPress site to do more, what you'll have to do is to add plugins to it in order to change the functionality. So in order to get started looking for plugins, what you're going to do is click the Add New button. And what you're going to notice right away is that WordPress is going to give you some featured plugins, just as we saw before with the themes. WordPress will tell you about very popular plugins, just as it did with the themes. It will also tell you about recommended plugins. Now, one of the best ways in order to find good plugins is to start by searching inside of the WordPress dashboard. So, for example, if you wanted to add Google Analytics, which is a way to keep track of your site statistics and traffic, you would go to the Search Plugins area and type in Google Analytics. Once you typed it in, click Enter. And your dashboard will begin to show you plugins that will be options for you to install on your WordPress site. Now, one of the things that you can do in order to narrow down your choices is to start looking at the actual reviews. And you'll notice that this one has 600,000 installs and 38 people reviewed it. This one has 29 reviews and had 20,000 people view it. So you're getting the idea. You can find a plugin by going through these plugins and figuring out which one has the best reviews and which one you are the most comfortable with. So let's take a look at this one and decide to install it. It has good reviews and it has a fairly high number of installations. So we can then click Install Now. You'll see WordPress going through the installation process, and we can then click Activate Plugin. WordPress will take a few minutes to get it installed, and then you'll notice now that the Google Analytics Counter Tracker is now added to our plugins area. So you might ask, what can you do now? So how do you customize this plugin? Well, whenever you install a new plugin, the first thing you'll do is you'll go to the settings area, and you are going to look for a link, something that is close to what you just installed, and you'll see here it says Analytics Counter. And this will give you all of the details that you'll need in order to customize your plugin. Now, in some cases, you'll find that menu in the tools or other times within posts and pages. But typically, you'll find the details of a plugin inside of the settings area. Now, there are all kinds of plugins to change the functionality. And if we go back to the installed plugins, we can take a look there. And once again, once we're here, we're going to click Add New. And just by taking a look at some of the featured plugins, we can see what other people are doing with their site and other things that people are taking advantage of. For example, some people are using a forum. Other people are causing their site to run faster. If we look at some of the popular themes, some people are doing things like adding custom fields. Some people are doing search engine optimization. Some people are displaying their galleries. And so these are going to be ideas that you can use in order to determine what you can do to make your WordPress site everything that you want it to be. Now, your WordPress site can be more than a blog. It can be a business site, but it will require some customization, such as the kind of customization that you're looking at, in the plugin section. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to customize our WordPress site by using menus, which we talked about a little bit in our video about pages, but we want to go to the menu section. And when we get there, what we'll notice right away is that we don't have many menus available to us. And so we may want to create a menu that reflects what we want our site to be. So we can name our menu and we can create a menu that is We can call it business related or whatever we want to call it. Our customer is not going to see that. And when we do that, what's going to happen is WordPress is going to give you some options based on the theme. And then you can determine where you want this menu that you're creating is going to be. Now, in this theme, they're giving you the ability to create a top menu, a footer menu, and a primary menu. So in this particular case, we are going to create a top menu. And then we're going to save it. So what we'll need to do now is we will go then to our business related menu. And it's going to appear at the top. So now what we'll need to do is we'll need to edit that menu. And what we can do is we can add both posts and pages to the menu. So we can go to the posting area and we can add the menu. And then there is our post. We can also add pages to that menu. So now both of these things will now appear inside of our business related menu. And it's going to appear on the top. So now what we'll do is we'll save that menu. And then we are then going to look at our site to make sure that it is what we want it to appear as. We'll click visit our site. And what you're going to see is here's our top menu. Now we can decide to put things in this menu on this row or even in the footer area. So much depends on how we want to customize our site. But a menu is a great way of giving your site visitors options to find different things on your site. And depending on what you are trying to accomplish with your site, this can be a great way for you to even change the appearance of it. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.